r/AskReddit, what's the scariest thing about being a man? Yep. I am with kids a lot between coaching sports and church activities. I am never with them without another adult present, digital communication is always in group chats or with their parents, etc. I have no desire to get into a situation that would even appear inappropriate. How incredibly difficult and unaccepted it is to talk about how you are, and have anyone listen or not try to marginalize you. Brothers are great, but hell, we're lonely and isolated. I literally made a comment on a mental health thread about a dark period I went through, how most mental health awareness for men is social posturing and virtue signaling, and it's actually really hard to find someone who gives a shit. I was getting downvoted for sharing my anecdotal experience, lol. Like my point just got proven further. I'm absolutely terrified of being labeled a creep, as an autistic man. I'm very direct, I often stare into the abyss, and I'm awkward if I'm in a social situation with a large group. I'm especially vulnerable to being labeled a creep. That's what most the male teachers at my girls' school are labeled as when they're disliked. I feel bad for them, ICL. No one is coming to your rescue. I really felt this when my dad died in 2022, I was 35. I didn't realize the peace of mind I had that if I couldn't fix something my dad probably could. Now it's just up to me and the pressure of it is crushing. Being scared to open up about mental health. This is also me, I have many friends on Facebook talk about mental health and I want to too. I'd love to be an advocate for mental health and publicly talk about my lifelong struggles, but I just know it'll probably make everything worse or no one will care. There might just be a day when I'll be told I have to go to war. Testicular torsion. It can happen at any time. I feel you, man. I had gotten my letter that I was eligible just before the whole Ukraine ordeal. I know the amount of searches for am I going to be drafted skyrocketed during that period. Let's hope it will never come that far. I wish there were a way for old, wimpy people like myself to take your place. The lives of young, healthy people shouldn't be risked, especially not young men's lives risked against their wills. I've been attacked by a group of strange men because they looked at me and thought I was gay. Many still believe a man can't be a domestic violence victim. Domestic violence against men are taken less seriously than domestic violence against women. Yup. My dad is a victim to his wife, not my mom. Has a couple decades of Stockholm syndrome in him. Even after revealing the abusive relationship to the families and to the authorities, nothing really changed. My dad is a gentle giant too, a 6 feet 3 inches Viking who wouldn't hurt a fly, just sadly has been delusionally in love with the wrong woman his whole life and can't see his life without her, so he stays. The scariest thing is to suffer insolence for all your best years. Getting your pee-pee stuck in your zipper. We've got a bleeder. Something about Mary. Living a mediocre life, not living to my fullest potential. Pretty reasonable fear for someone browsing Reddit, ha 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 ha. Had this once. Not bad enough to have a nut removed. Doctor told me I needed to masturbate more often. Being useful and rich enough so that you can actually feel like you can get the permission to finally exist. The 24/7 impending dread that I'm not good enough. Knowing that you're the only one who will ever be responsible for supporting you. To add to this, also knowing that nobody is going to rescue you when shit hits the fan. You've got to figure it out for yourself. Scares the shit out of me. Learning that nobody gives a fuck about you. The thought of dying first and leaving my wife alone in the world. Or just the general thought of not being able to provide/protect my family one day. Also agree with another comment on here about being drafted. I don't want to die for some political nonsense. The last one is very unlikely, but somehow ending up in prison for an accident or wrongful conviction. Being perceived as a creep or a pervert by women even though in reality you're probably just shy or socially awkward. No one truly cares, not really at all, it's just convenient for them while the going's good. As soon as your luck runs out, it's just you. Expected to be tough and strong. However, as soon as you want to express emotional problems, you are then ignored. You have to be strong. Oh, but not so strong that you become emotionally unavailable. Be more sensitive. Oh, but not so sensitive that you tell anyone about your problems. That's a major ick. If Jason Voorhees shows up, everyone's gonna expect me to be the one who steps up and fights him. Being viewed as a predator for watching your own kids. One of my daughter's close friends missed the school bus when they were in middle school, so I just naturally pulled over and asked her if she wanted a ride home. Her house was just 3 houses down from ours. A woman walking a dog screamed at me to leave that little girl alone or she will call the police. I kind of understand that, but man, that was eye-opening. Other men that feel that every problem is solved with violence. Rather than using their words, man go boom boom on chest to assert dominance. Sharks. I could take one in a fight, but two? I'm toast. A shark could definitely swim faster than me, but I can run faster than a shark. So in a triathlon, it'll all come down to which of us is a better cyclist. Dropping dead at any moment from a heart attack. Or an aneurysm. The silent killers. Honestly, it's not a fear for me if I'm dead by the time I hit the floor. Now if you survive, different story, big fear. Can't this happen to women as well? We ultimately can only depend on ourselves. No one will be there to catch us if / when we fall, and we will be expected to pick up the pieces and glue them back together on our own gumption or slowly fade away. I guess just the inevitable march towards death, though, i.e. gotten over that mostly, recently, just because I'm not a big fan of the world in this day and age. Somehow that makes the unknown less scary, because, at least it's not this, and worst comes to worst it's not anything. And they'll die because any hint of him, and I'm fucking out of there. Knowing that no matter how kind, well-intentioned, gentle, and good of a human I am, some people will see me and instantly be scared for themselves or for others. I'm not even a big guy, just a very average size / shape man who even has rather gentle features. You never will, Spider-Man. Men commit suicide 5 times more often than women. Social pressure to conform to traditional norms of masculinity. Ask cancer. Not knowing if it's too weird to show your emotions or not. I'll be right there next to you. I'm small and angry with something to prove. Being expected to make the first move always gets me super anxious. I hate the idea of misreading a situation, or making a woman uncomfortable, so I tend to disregard a lot of obvious hints when I first start seeing someone. You'll rather see me fighting an army of orcs alone and only armed with a toothpick than cold approaching a woman. Interacting with kids is pretty scary. People are much more uncomfortable with men dealing with kids, and pedophile is about the worst label you can ever possibly get. Hello everyone. Thanks for sticking to the end of this video. I really appreciate it. I just wanted to humbly ask you to subscribe to the channel. According to my statistics, 100% of my viewers in the past 28 days are not subscribed. I have always wanted this channel to reach 1,000 subscribers, and if you want to support and be a part of that, subscribe. It's free and it's an awesome way to support the channel. Thanks again. Reddit glitch out.